Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. This time not a weekly preview, but we're going to take a look at the Prestbury Cup. We've gathered a couple of teams together of lads from various different channels, and we've put a couple of different teams together where we're going to battle out the Prestbury Cup. And those on my team for Team Great Britain are obviously up against it. Oh, yeah, stuffed up against it from the word go here. So but we will try and battle it out. We've got Tom from the finishing line and Josh joining me on my team. I'm battling out for the Irish. We've got the Irish Andrews, as they've been known, and joining them is Mark, who usually joins me on my videos. And hopefully this video will have as much action in it as a Gordon Elliott stable party. So with a bit of luck, we'll get fired off. We're going to stop these videos at the end of each day, upload them day by day just to keep them fairly short. But we will start on Tuesday. I'm going to start with the Supreme. And I believe up for Team GB, going to win us the first race is Tom, giving us the best reason why Team GB are going to win. Who's up for Team Ireland?
I'm taking the easy one for Ireland on this, yeah.
The easy one.
So do you have 27 of the races?
Come on. Right. I'll tell you what, we'll let you take the lead then, Andrew. You can go first. Give us a minute or so on the Irish team for the Supreme. Don't tell me.
Started out well.
Gary's get up for anyone else.
See, he said he was going to win, so I muted him.
Ah, okay, sorry.
You there, mate? Are you?
Yeah.
Go on then. Let's fire away.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. A lot of people looking to overcomplicate the Supreme this year. I think it's the winner's just staring at you blatantly in the eye. Probably the two best two-mile novice hurdlers are injured this year, Fernie Hollow and Dusart. Appreciated has been campaigned accordingly. Yes, I understand he mightn't be the flashiest two-mile novice we've ever seen come out of Willie Munn's stable, but he's rock solid. He's won 2 Grade 1s on the bounce. All his form this year looks rock solid. His bumper form last year looked good. If I'm being honest, I think the Irish could have a 1-2-3 in this. I think Ballyadam and Blue Lord are both viable each way contenders, especially Blue Lord at 20-1. I think he's a big each way price. I can't be having it. I'm sure Tom's going to try and make a case for Metier in this. People love the Tallworth hurdle, but let's remember Fiddler on the Roof won the race just as impressively last year, and I think he's still running around in last year's Supreme. So I'm thinking the Irish have a strong handle on this, and I think there is no better place to start than Appreciated. I think he's as rock solid as you can get.
Wow. Okay. Tom, fire back.
Best of luck, Tom.
I'll go, will I? Yeah, look, I can't knock anything that Andrew said there, to be honest.
Of course you can. Of course you can. Appreciate it. Rock solid. Are you?
If you've seen many of me in the videos that Andrew's on, it normally ends up like that with I follow him normally. But look, we'll go with Metier. We'll give him a chance.
Convincing this is.
He's a great.
This is like, do I really have to go against him?
He's a Grade 1 winner. He's rated 149 officially.
And he's still a yak.
He's trained by a trainer who has had no winners from 39 runs in the last 47 days.
Stop me over your head.
Look, the form hasn't exactly worked out, has it? If you're looking for an English horse to back, I think this lad is probably going to be it. He was actually very smart over in Ireland for the Slatteries. He was rated 90 on the flat over here. He's a very good horse. He's by Master Craftsman, who they do well to go jumping. It's no surprise to see he's pretty good. I'd give him a chance. The Harry Fry trainer form would worry me. For that reason, I'm going to take a wild swing on. I know some people won't think it's wild, but I think this lad's form's got to improve a little bit. But there's every chance he could, and that's Soaring Glory. He was a good winner of Betfair Hurdle the other day. Kalashnikov, of course, won that before running well in the Supreme. Look, I'll take a chance on him. That looks like his form has improved. He actually beat Bravesman's game back in October at Chepstow. He's come out and won well here. He's going to have a rating in the mid to high 140s now. And look, I'll take a chance on him. Hopefully he can grab a place.
Okay. We'll give everybody else a chance to add something in to, like I said, one person's going to do the main gist of each race, but we'll give everybody the chance to add their little bit into it. From an Irish point of view, Mark, do you want to add anything to what Andrew said?
No, not really. I think appreciate it. The only worry would be if the ground came a bit faster, good to soft, because he's won all his races from soft to heavy. But I think he's the banker Irish in that race. But Ballyarden might appreciate better ground as well and get closer to him. But I think they're the best two.
Yeah. Okay, so you got one that's really a 2 mile 4 and one that can't jump. But go on, yeah. Andrew, do you want to add anything?
Oh, it's to have appreciated a short favourite for Supreme Novice Hurdle just tells you how much of a piss poor division this is. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if there was something faster than him that just beats him, but it's one of the worst Supreme Novice Hurdles that I've ever witnessed in my life. I've no view on it whatsoever. If anything, I'd probably back Blue Lord each way at the prices. I wouldn't appreciate that price. It's a horrible race.
Yeah, that I wouldn't really say that was sticking up for the Irish too much, mate, was it? But I can.
I don't tell you how it is.
It's been generally miserable, really.
So why won't I be doing podcasts with you for the last year and a half?
I do feel sorry. I do feel sorry for Tom though, because I took out all the Irish horses, and the favourite is Metier, second favourite is Soaring Glory, third favourite Third Time Lucky, fourth favourite Bareback Jack. Yeah, I think the odds are like 6-1, 8-1, 16s, and 20. So we've not got much to choose from. I didn't envy you at all, and I'd probably go Soaring Glory over Metier.
Okay, well, from my point of view, I do think Metier will be right in the mix. Anyone who saw my video, I think he's a cracker. He's absolute. I know the form hasn't held up to too much, but he's absolutely walloped everything that he's come up against, and I think his turn of foot from the last will come into play. Yeah, and just against appreciate for me, in very recent times, the last 5 years or so. William Mullins has had favourites in this every single year, and he's only won it once of the last 5. He's had good short price favourites, walloped in this a couple of times. Melon, Min, Get the Bird.
I think Get the Bird would win this, wouldn't he? By half the track.
Well, it's in his relevant year, though, isn't it, mate? And his name's only been on the trophy 1 in 5. That's the only fact we've got to go by.
The thing with appreciated is, though, everyone's given out about the price with him. But to be honest, if he was 5-2, 11-4, everyone would say he's a cracking bet. In the division's crap.
Oh, he's miles clearer than what's there. But it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if Blue Lord or Ganapati, I think it is, up Mullins' other horse, come out and beat him.
Okay, well, we will move on from the Supreme because we don't seem to be getting anywhere. We're not going to win any of these races because everyone's just going to argue their own point, which is fair play. It was obviously going to be a tough start for the Team GB though, and we will move on to the Arkle, and Team GB can take the lead on this one, and we'll go with Josh. Yeah,
you might not like this, Gary. But the winner of the Arkle this year is going to be Shishkin. He had every excuse not to win the Supreme last year. He still did it. Flawless in 3 starts of offences this year. And the horses that he's being compared to, the likes of Altior, the likes of Sprinter Saccharin, I think the stable almost think the same. As much as Enigmine has impressed me, and it's almost one of those horses where I'm Camp Shishkin, so you can't say anything good about Enigmine, and I'm going to agree. But it's almost as if the Irish don't realise how good Shishkin is, and the English don't realise how good Enigmine is. I just think that Shishkin could be an absolute world beater, and one that could dominate the champion chase for many years to come. He's shown every single thing that he's got to do, and it's going to be fascinating. I don't think All Mankind's going to help Energumene whatsoever. I think he's going to ask a question to Paul Townend, and Nico's just going to sit like he would if Energumene wasn't in the race and pick them up towards the end of the race. And I'm so confident. I've seen people come out like yourself and say that Energumene's going to put it up to him. I don't see it whatsoever. And,
listen, mate, for this next hour, right, I don't do training. I am fucking Team Shishkin for an hour. All right. So
there we go. That's what we want to do.
You don't back you up 1 hour. I'm Team Shishkin. Of course he's going to wallop Energumene.
I think looking at the race, when we first started, we thought of the concept of the video. I thought, Jesus, I'd be happy with a -5 handicap for the Brits. But Shishkin seemed the one that we could rely on, and I'm so confident. You've got to be. And Shishkin's going to get the job done, and we'll probably be 1-1 after the second race.
Cool. Who's taking this for Team Ireland?
I am. And it's, sorry, Josh, now, but it's just not going to happen. You go back to Supreme last year, you say everything went wrong for him. Everything went right for him. The race fell apart in front of him. They all came back onto his lap. Bloody Steering for Launch took out half the field from out of his way. Took out his main danger in Captain Guinness, who was swinging on the bridle. Took him out of the farm, and he was left to beat an absolute bridle merchant. Yes, his jumping has been good. He hasn't had a race yet. He's going to have a race against the Energumene, that we call him. Look, he's unbeaten over fences. His only defeat ever came in a bumper. We don't know how good this lad is. He only ever won a maiden hurdle around Gorn Park. He then won his beginner's chase over 2 mile 4 at Gorn. Then he went off and he beat Frank of the Port and Captain Guinness, which are 2 decent horses. Captain Guinness needs to come on again. His jumping has been sketchy, and that's not something you really expect with a horse coming from the Bromheads over fences. He travels well. He jumps supremely well. I think he's just going to grind him into submission. He's going to put Shishkin under pressure. The thing with me, I have a kind of thing with, especially with the Arkle, I like a horse coming into this actually after having proper races. This is what I think the big point of the Irish horses are. With the Dublin Racing Festival, with the Christmas Festival, they're all meeting each other. They're all getting used to having grade 1 pace to run at. They're used to it by the time they hit Cheltenham. Where most English horses aren't. They're all dodging each other at Kempton. There's way too many races to dodge each other over there. So on that, I think the experience of going that pace, we just don't know how good he is. He could be a lot better than Shishkin. Look, he's the English's best chance probably of the week for a winner. But it's sadly not going to happen. I think
you say about the English horses dodging each other, but I think Dan Skelton's put that one to bed, hasn't he? You know, just saying that everybody gives William Mullins a freebie. So
that's the worst thing you've ever seen.
But I think that the way that you can look at that is, other than All Mankind, he's beaten everything else, and nothing's been able to give him a race. I'd think that he'd give All Mankind a similar treatment to Eldorado Allen. I just think he's that good.
Right, if you take Eldorado Allen form, then All Mankind's a better horse than Shishkin because he beat him further in a quicker time. I'm not convinced about him at all. I think this whole thing, he's as good as Altior, as good as Sprinter Stacker, is the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard in my life. You cannot compare him to them two whatsoever. And Henderson's form is not great at all. I know he had 2 winners today, but the last few weeks they've been running very sceptical, really.
But I think you can compare him to Altior because he's got the exact same profile as Altior going into this as to what Altior had. He won the Supreme. He's been impressive, not had to do anything over a fence, and jumped just as well. Seems to have gears and stays.
He hasn't won a Supreme like Altior has. He's won Mickey Mouse races that Nicky Henderson always sends his Arkle horse to. So he's obviously going to be compared to Altior because he's going to run the same races.
He runs a lot like Altior though, and he jumps a lot like Altior.
Yeah, that's not Nico Stonehands on his back, fucking making the balls of him.
I think he's a lot like Altior. I think he's loads of talent, and that's Supreme.
I'm not by any means saying he's not talented. I just don't.
You can say that fell into it.
Altior and Sprinter Stacker.
I think he did very well to win that Supreme. You don't normally see horses that are off the bridle coming down the hill go on to win a Supreme. You normally have to travel into it. And I just think he's hammered horses this year. Now, Energumene as well has done likewise in Ireland. And this is why I think it'd be a fantastic race. And I've no problem, if I'm on the UK side, I've no problem putting up Shishkin tonight. And the only thing for me that separates them at the minute is price. I would have them a lot closer together in the betting. And that's the only reason I would lean towards an Ergamine as a selection. But if I'm on Team GB tonight, I have no problem cheering on Altior and Altior Shishkin. And I think it'd be a cracking race. If they both turn up and run to the best of their levels, it'd be an epic race.
Yeah, I've had to sit there and do my best not to agree with everything that Andrew's just said. So for one,
you can say it, Gary. It's okay. You can say
it. for one night only, mate. You're talking bollocks. Shishkin's the real deal. Mark, anything to add?
I just think it's going to be a great race, and I'm not on either, so I'm not really too worried. I think if the ground came better, I think Shishkin would be favoured, and if it was deep, and Ergamine would be favoured.
Andrew?
I think it's pretty tight to call.
Mm-hmm. Andrew, Blair White.
Yeah, I'm similar to Mark. Look, I'm kind of not really dealing with either of them. Really, I haven't backed either of them. I just would be a little bit concerned sometimes. Like you look at the last couple of years, Champion Chase last year, Champion Hurdle the year before. Like this is being touted as kind of the burn up of the week, and it would just be sod's law that one of them tips up at the first or something. So I've backed Captain Guinness in the race. I think he's too big each way. I back him to beat All Mankind.
In everybody's opinion, is it a 2-horse race? Does anybody see anything?
If Captain Guinness comes on for the good ground, he's a huge danger.
I just think the way Henry de Bromhead said, like he's been on a couple of things the last couple of weeks, even the way Rachel Blackmore's been talking about him, they don't think he was completely done with at Leopardstown on better ground. I thought he jumped actually really well up until that fence at 2 out, and just I think he beats All Mankind, and if something happens to both of the market principles, he's too big at 25s, but I wouldn't have much between the top two.
Yeah, anyone else with anything at a price? Not for me, because I'm obviously an Ergamine. Okay.
Captain Guinness.
Captain Guinness, we think it's the each way. What is he a minute? 16, somewhere on there?
25s.
25,
is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the each way, okay. So an each way, but other than that, Shishkin wipes the floor with them all. So we will move on. We will move on and say the least about that as possible. And we'll go on to the Champion Hurdle. Team Ireland, who's taking the lead, wants to put the case forward.
I am, Gary. But we never had the national anthems, did we, before we started? So I thought we'd play the Irish national anthem before we go any further.
Sit way up. Wow. Someone's playing ring tunes, which reminds me my phone's not off as well, so I best do that before.
Right then. What have we got for Ireland in the Champion Hurdle?
I just can't wait for Tom that he actually has to big up Goshen. This is going to be great.
Leave it to me, Tom. Leave it to me. Go on then, Mark.
What do you want? Well, you've got Honeysuckle, 10 races, unbeaten, finds a way to win. Whatever happens, she finds a way to win. She's won 6 Grade 1s, 2 Irish Champion Hurdles. What's not to like? How can you argue against a horse like that? She's just won the Irish Champion Hurdle by a street, beating the best that Ireland's got. She's had an ideal prep. Nothing's gone wrong. She's just gone from race to race, winning. She probably could have gone in this last year, but she's going this year. I think she's by far, she should be the favourite for me because Epitante throws in the odd bad run. Backing her up, you've got Sharjah that came second last year, probably held up too far off the pace in a soft ground Champion Hurdle. Abacadabras will be better for better ground. And Aspire Towers, no back number either for me from the Bromheads either. But really the main horse from Ireland has to be Honeysuckle. And I honestly think she's a decent price at 11-4. I know that Goshen's come in here and sort of ruffled the market up. But for me, Honeysuckle wins this, getting £7 off Goshen any day of the week. And for me, I don't really need to make much of an argument. She's unbeaten. She's a classy mare, and I can't see her getting beaten, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. I'd go as far as saying that I think she's a much better horse at 2.5 miles than she is 2 miles. Not as can't crab the form of the Irish champion hurdle too much. It was a very good run by her, but putting this field here with all the top dogs, I think she might get found out a little bit. And everyone knows I am a huge fan of Epitant, always have been. And she obviously had a bit of an off day the last day where things have come to light that she was probably maybe in season and one or two things. So, but in behind that, obviously Silver Streak ran a blinder. We've also got Silver Streak in Team GB camp. We've got Goshen in there. So we've got 3 of the top 4. And I just think that one of those 3, I think Silver Streak will obviously do well to carry on that form and go out and win this from the front, because there's going to be a lot of pace up front in this one. And Goshen's one of them. And I just think the likes of a Honeysuckle might do well to catch him, because I know you're joking on there about Tom or whatever, but I've been banging on ever since that Triumph about how good a horse there is in there, and his form from the Triumph is holding up very well. And it was an absolute freak incident, and he's bounced back from his little issue in good performance last week, and he could go on and claim the champion hurdle for Team GB and put us into the lead as far as this debate's going on. I don't want to add anything from Team Ireland.
There's absolutely no way Goshen is giving Honeysuckle £7 and baiting her. Absolutely no way. She'll be powering up that hill, and he'll probably drag in about 10, to be honest with you. He's a flash in the pan.
What if say we're on good to soft? What do you still think the same?
Yeah, I think that she can do it any way she wants to do it. She could go from the front if she had to, and if she sits in just behind him, because Aspire's Tower's going to be there to make the pace. If he doesn't go fast enough for Honeysuckle, Aspire Tower will just go on. They'll make it a test. Goshen will be gasping for air at the bottom of that hill. He won't even get up that hill.
He'll be gasping for air while he's having a drink out of his water bucket, waiting for Honeysuckle to cross the line.
I think Goshen is a flash in the pan. He wins the odd week race. He's winning nothing.
You ask your little mate there, Andrew. He Team Ireland, what he thinks of Honeysuckle in the champion hurdle, Mr. Blair White.
Oh, I've gone full circle on Honeysuckle at this stage. The only thing that gets Honey
for an hour.
The only thing that gets Honeysuckle beat in the champion hurdle is the fact that I'm finally backing her. After taking her on for my life, like I'm backing her, and she'll get turned over because my money's on. But no, I thought she was class in the Irish champion hurdle, and yeah, I don't even want to even look at the race each way. Like, I think me and Tom's Saint-Ouen dreams were burst by Christmas time and have only been confirmed in the last couple of days. But it's left me just on Honeysuckle in the race. I think she's far better than these.
So, Tom, bite the bullet, mate. Team Goshen, come on. How's he going to win?
Can't wait for this.
I said the other day on our show, like, there's obviously a chance he can win because he's got stacks of ability. My point with Goshen is that I just think, we're willing to crib like Honeysuckle's jumping and say she can't win a champion. She's unbeaten in 9 and she can't win a champion hurdle because of her jumping, is what we were saying before her last run. If we're saying that about her, who does so many things right, you're looking at Goshen. He's keen. He hangs to the right. He's had heart problems. He's bombed out. Apparently he's claustrophobic. And then he jumps to the right as he gets towards the end of his races. How is he going to be able to do half of those things?
Tom, you Team GB, remember? Just remember, Team GB.
I win a champion hurdle. Look, I don't know. He's just not a horse I would ever back. He's obviously got immense ability, and then you bring into it the 5-year-old's record. I mean, he's just a no bet for me. For Team GB, I'd say
we're ruling out Aspire Tower based on that as well.
Yeah, I mean the stats are against him, aren't they? it is very difficult. I could see him running into a maybe fifth or better, something like that, but I couldn't see him winning it. I think there'd be something better to beat him on the day. But I think for Team GB, if I was looking for a bet, it'd be Epatante at the prices. Reigning champion hurdler, will forgive her one bad run, and she's got a lot of talent on the day.
Yeah. Andrew, you can bulk up Team Ireland. Who do you think's your main threat? Honeysuckle, nobody else?
The way I see this happening is Goshen, Not So Sleepy, and Silver Streak are going to cut each other's throats. Honeysuckle's going to sit in behind and track them, come down the hill, take it up before the last, and off she goes. Simple as that.
So you're saying Goshen won't win, yeah?
Yeah. I've told you this numerous times. Jeez, look, it's going to be one hell of a performance for some horse to try to give her £7. It's going to be run at a breakneck gallop. It's going to suit her down to the ground. Epatante is going to need to use that burst of pace before she wants to keep up with Honeysuckle, and she's just going to do what she done to Benny last year and just break her heart going up the hill. I think it's going to be Honeysuckle, Goshen, and Aspire Tower the first three.
Okay, yeah.
I think Goshen's an interesting one for me. I think that I've never got on with him, but I feel that he's either going to win on the bridle or not finish the race. I don't think he's a battler. I think if he gets in a battle, he will sulk and I think he'll just stop there and then. But I think he's an absolute freak. If he puts in a similar performance as he did in the Triumph last year, and maybe another year on his back and he's better, I think he could. There's a small chance. The thing I don't want to say is he couldn't. There's a definite chance that he could win the race. I just think that he's either going to win it on the bridle or finish tailed off. And I know which one I'd be backing out of those two.
Yeah, winning on the bridle. Fair dues, mate. I understand that. That's just the way it is. Team GB, yeah. But you've got, I know what everybody says about Goshen, but at the end of the day, that was hellish performance in the Triumph last year. I mean, it's holding up, and it looks like an absolute fucking blistering performance. He was miles clear, man. There is a top horse in there. The 5-year-olds thing is one that, I'm a bit of a stats guy, and 5-year-olds is something that obviously goes against him and Aspire Tower. But one thing for certain, it's going to be one of the best races of the festival, and if Honeysuckle can do it, certainly stamps her place in the record books. Okay, we will move on. Who's up for us next? Mares, and it's Tom in the Mares. Tom, you can take the lead.
Me in the Mares. Well, this is actually a race I went through, and it's interesting enough. Constantista will be very hard to beat for the Irish, I'm sure. Roxana is a horse who I've never really liked, and I never really think she puts it all in. I think she won a 4-runner race at Ascot by literally winning on the bridle. Weatherby as well. She was actually quite good first time out. She's run to a high level this season, in fairness to her, but she is never a horse I'm going to back at a relatively short price. Dame de Compagnon is interesting for Nicky Henderson. He's rerouted her back here after the unseat over fences in the Grade 1 last time out. She's got a good Cheltenham record. She's won 3 times. Yeah, 3 times at Cheltenham. Very good record. She'll surely be in the mix-up. I went searching for a bit of value in this, though. And the one I landed on was Indefatigable. That's nice. How would you say it?
Indefatigable.
Indefatigable. That's the first time I've ever said that horse's name. Paul Webber's mare, anyway.
Loves the track. Loves
Cheltenham. Loves Cheltenham. Hasn't been disgraced this year, but hasn't run quite to her level, let's just say. She's coming back to Cheltenham. She's been second there in the December meeting, and she's also been 5th and 1 at the festival. She's just one that at a wild price at 25s could outrun her odds.
Agreed. Who's before we get into any others? Team Ireland, who's taking this up?
Me. I like Irish ladies. Concertista is just going to win the Mayor's Hurdle, and that's all it's to it. It's just like, I am head of the fan club. I used to love Honeysuckle, but Concertista would actually be our biggest danger in the Champion Hurdle if she ran. She ran in the Mayor's Novice 2 years ago. She finished second. They changed their training regime. Last season, she bolted in. She could have won by 25 lengths in the Mayor's Novice last season. She was absolutely cantering in. This season, she's won a Grade 2 and a Grade 3. And although she's only rated the same as Roxana, she's not been extended yet. She's had ideal prep, and she is, for me, the absolute banker of the festival. For me, I think she'll win this pulling a cart behind her. Roxana's coming down in distance. I don't think that's going to suit. Dan de Company's been trained for the Mayor's Chase, and because JP's got the favourite, he's knocked her in here. Yes, she's got good form over the course and that, but she's a chaser going back hardly. She's not even had a hurdles race. She's just going to go straight into a hurdles race from a chase where she was brought down. But Concertista's had the ideal prep. She's thrashing horses in Ireland, and decent horses at that. She made Black Tears look like a tree last time out. And Concertista, she's just improving and improving. I think she's good enough to go in the Champion Hurdle. They want to win a race at the festival, and that's where she's going here. Backing her up, Black Tears is a big outsider who probably could place in this. Better ground will suit her, but for me, I don't think Concertista needs much backup. I think she's going to win the Mayor's Hurdle.
Okay, fair play. Josh, do you want to add anything to this for Team GB?
No, I don't think we've got a particularly strong hand. I'll leave that one for Tom.
Fucking hell, mate.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks for, that's someone you want in the trenches with you, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Dog and cover.
Yeah. Well, I'll jump in. I'll jump in and try and defend a bit. For me, Concertista is the price she is because she's trained by Willie Mullins. That's the top and bottom of it. Her form this year, what has she beat really? Black Tears, Manila Melody twice. I don't think her form is that good actually this year. And I backed Concertista when I thought Roxana would, like everybody else, was going to the stayers. I think Roxana is an absolute live danger here. I think she's massively improved this year. I think she's in with a great shout. And just going on what Tom said there, I've actually put up in my anti-post selection, Indefatigable each way. I think she is a lively danger just because of how much she actually loves the track. Shot up to 3 miles, didn't like it. Came back down, was a little bit disappointing back down at 2.5 miles, but just her performances she sticks in at this track has got to stick her in the mix. And same with Dame de Compagnie, now that Nikki Henderson said she's going here, much to Mark's disapproval. Disgust. She, I think we hold a really good hand in this race, and just wouldn't surprise me. And I say I do have money on Concertista, so I don't want to say it, but it would not surprise me out of a few of the mares I have bet, because I've got an all mares bet on that pays quite nicely if she's the one that ends up letting me down, to be honest. So I do think Team GB hold a very strong hand in this race. Any of the Andrews want to chuck something in from the Irish Concertista or any other Irish horses in there, you think?
Andrew's going to rob my tip right now. Go, work away. There you go. Take it.
Me?
Yeah.
No, Concertista pisses in. End of story. Move on.
So he hasn't robbed notes in there, yeah. Other Andrew?
I'd agree with Mark. I think Concertista, Black Tears will follow her home. She's going to run in this rather than the Carnival Cup, so I think she's still at 20-1.
Okay.
The other Andrew robbed my tip.
See, I won't do that to you, Tom. I won't do that to you. I was keeping that for you so you can say it tomorrow.
Look out for that one tomorrow then. Okay, moving straight on to the National Hunt Chase. I can't remember who's going first, Team Ireland or Team GB?
We'll do Team GB first.
Is that you then, Josh?
I wanted to take the lead on this. Like, I could go for the easy option here and go Royal Pagaille, but I don't think that he's going to run. I think he's going to run in the Gold Cup. I'd say that the slight drift would suggest that as well. And I've just got a feeling that he'll run there. So out of the runners that I do think will definitely run here, well, not definitely, but there's a good chance. I think the Reynoldstown with a remastered would have a decent each way chance. Hopefully, he can go one better. But same owners as Native River, who won the race. I think they might go this route over taking on Monkfish, who will beat him over that trip anyway. And it's a tricky one. Happy Go Lucky wouldn't excite me too much, and Dicky Diver, neither him. Secret Reprieve might not run. Next Destination won't run. So it's few to choose from. I just think the remastered, it was impressive on Saturday. He will jump well. He looks like he's a thorough stayer, and probably best of the British if Royal Pagaille doesn't run.
Okay, fair enough. Team Ireland, who's taking it up?
Yeah, me for this one, Gary. I think Gordon Elliott has a very strong hand in this race. That being said, I don't really like the favourite in this. I think he's the definition of a wise guy's horse for this year's festival. Galvin, I can't see the angle behind it at all. I think he's plenty short. I beg Gordon sees the light and runs Pencil Full of Lead in this rather than runs them against Monkfish, but I think I'm up against it there. If either Pencil Full of Lead or Ascaria 10 ran in this race, I think they'd win it. But I don't know whether they'll run or not. If neither of them were to run, I would give Martin Brazel's horse, Longhouse Poet, a run in this. I think he's definitely going to run. He's a solid enough type of horse. Won his beginners last time out. Has been slowly creeping away. It looks like he needs an extreme test of stamina these days. He had good form last year. But I'd take on the favourite, even though he is an Irish horse. I don't like him at all. And actually, if either of the two other Gordon Elliott horses were to run, especially Pencil Full of Lead, I couldn't see Pencil Full of Lead not winning this.
Okay. Anyone adding things in there? I know there's a lot of unknown in this one, isn't there, about who's going to run and who isn't. Anyone fancy any of the others that aren't mentioned so far?
Is it too late to apply for an Irish passport?
We'll sort something, don't worry. If the latest exhibition ends up running here, he pisses home.
Okay.
He will. He would, but I don't think they'll run.
No.
Is Next Destination running, or what's the story with that?
Yeah, well, I don't know he was the one I was looking at, but I didn't really know where they were intending to run him.
They'd be absolutely cracked to run him against Monkfish.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think Dan Skelton is extremely bullish about his lot, and you've only got to look where he's learned that from. I think Paul Nicholls won't fear Monkfish, and he'll send Next Destination to the RSA.
God bless him, he's going to be retired after
it. Fair enough. Yeah, it's a tricky one, this. I'm with Andrew in that I'm not a Galvin fan at all. So
it's after getting so much harder now, because you can't just pick Jamie Codd, Patrick Mullins, Derek O'Connor, anyone like that now.
Yeah, that's throwing the spanner into the mix. Okay. Right, well, we're going to end Tuesday there, but before we end Tuesday, I'm going to get a prediction off each of you as to, and a serious prediction, taking your Team GB and Team Ireland sides, what you think the scores will be in terms of the Prestbury Cup at the end of day one. Has anyone got a prediction?
7-0.
Okay, yeah. Well, you don't support Liverpool by any chance, Andrew. It's just that's what most of their fans are generally like with me. Just
no, not that deluded.
Blinkered.
No.
Come on then, give me a prediction, Mark. Was that Josh? 5-2.
5-2 at this point.
To GB, yeah.
Yeah.
Could have me being deluded.
Go on then, Mark. Mark, are you there?
Houston, we have a problem.
Tom, give me a prediction.
Right. 6-1, Ireland.
6-1. Tom, what were you?
I reckon it'd probably be 5-2 Ireland, something like that as well, unfortunately.
Okay. Andrew?
Yeah, I go 5-2 as well. Surely the English win the Ultima. They always win that, so that's one of them.
I had a Scotty a 10 down for that.
Hopefully he runs the national. Jeez. Run him in the right race.
Dare I give us 3 just to go and change the apple cart? Yeah, no, I'll stick with 5-2. I don't go as far as 3. We'll stick with 5-2. I agree. Okay. We'll be back very shortly with Wednesday's racing.